Look, there's chairs up here. Please take a chair, take a seat. There's chairs there. Those plastic chairs, you can bring one of those in.
You just take a book. Just take a book. I put one on the benches. You know, if you're going to sit on the floor, then there, yeah. Because I put like two. Yeah, because I put like two for each. One book for 2 seats, and then I put one book on the benches so that we can share because we have very few books. Whoever the ladies can fit, we are not having problem with that. We just, you know, we're not having problem with that.
You're making problems sometimes. Well, I guess when the oddly section arrives.
Maybe. Oh, dear.
Okay. Page 74, okay? Yeah. Sri Guru Cha. Those who are following the books, it's page 74. We're singing Sri Guru Charana Padma. Page 74.
74, I love us.
Yeah.
Yes. You've never been here? Right, yeah.
So page 74, yeah, you got it? I have a Bengali version for in case somebody who is Bengali like to Shri Guru Charana Padma Kedala Bhakati Sadma Shri Guru Charana Bandhavi Savadana Mate Savadana Jaharat Prasadevai Evamatoriya
avidya vinasayate. Nemo bhaktiya hoite avidya vinasayate. Vedegaya hara charito. Vedegaya hara charito. Shri Guru Karuna Sindhu Adhama Janara Bandhu. Shri Guru Karuna Sindhu Adhama Janara Bandhu. Lokanata Lokera Jivana. Lokanata Lokera Jivana. Mahaprabhu koro daya deho more pada chaya. Mahaprabhu koro daya deho more pada chaya. Jasa Sukti Bhuvana. Yadamano ilo sharana. Vapare loy nu sharana. Isharanila. Abhay Shipad Padme Sharanila. Doya koro he. Doya koro he. Pati Pavan Shri Gurudev. Doya koro he. Pati Pavan Shri Gurudev. Pati Pavan Shri Gurudev. Doya koro he. Adama Pati ka jene doya koro he. Adama Pati ka jene doya koro he. Gurudev, Gurudev, Jaya Jaya Gurudev, Gurudev, Jaya Jaya Gurudev, Jaya Jaya
This side is decreasing, that side is increasing. Other way, towards the pipe. Yeah, because then I decrease it for the whole size, But then I said we'll make the police first, stop,
Devashish Prabhu, you'd like to sing a song?
That side. Let's pull them from down.
Yeah? Which one? Yeah. Okay, thank you. Oh, yes, sir. This one already.
Sorry, 76.
76, okay. Okay.
Bhaja Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda
Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda
Jaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Chaitanya Prabhu Joya Kora More Choma Bina Kedayalu Jagata Majare Apatita Pavana Hetu Tababatara Amoshamapatita Prabhu Napae Beara Ahaha Prabhu Nityananda Premananda Sukhi Kripa Balokana Kora Ami Bara Dukhi Hoya Kora Sita Pati Advaita Goshai Taba Kripa Bale Pai Chaitanya Nitai Ora Prema Maya Thanu Pandit Gadadhara Srinivasa Hari Dasa Jaya Rasagara Aha Swarupana Tana Rupa Raghunatha Bhakta Juga Shri Jiva Prabhu Lokanatha Joya Kora Shri Acharya Prabhu Srinivasa Ramachandra Sangamage Narottama Dasa Joya Kora Prabhupada Shri Gaura Prakasha Jana Kripa Mage Eyadama Dasa Jaya Gaura Hari Jaya Gaura Hari Jaya Gaura Hare. Jai Gaura Hari, Gaura Hari, Gaura Hari, Jaya Gaura Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ramo, Hare Ramo, Ramo Ramo, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ramo, Hare Ramo, Ramo Ramo, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ramo, Ramo Ramo, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ramo, Ramo Ramo, Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Ramo Ramo, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ramo, Ramo Ramo, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ramo, Ramo Ramo, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ramo, Ramo Ramo, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ramo, Ramo Ramo, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ramo, Ramo Ramo, Hare Hare. Jai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Nitai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Nitai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Premanande. Okay, Danny, one more. One more before we begin. Guy Gora Mother Shure. Huh? Yeah, Nitai Padakam. Perfect.
One, two, two. 1, 2, 2. Nitai Padakama.
Ow.
Nitai Pad. Nitai Padakamalam Koti Chandra Sitala Koti Chandra Sitala Nitai Padakamalam Koti Chandra Susitala Ye Chaya Jagat Juda Ye Chaya Jagat Juda Ye Chaya Eno Nitai Bine Bai Radha Krishna Bai Tena Eno Nitai Bine Bai Radha Krishna Bai Tena Eno Nitai Bine Bai Radha Krishna Bai Tena Ida Kori Daro Nitai Ida Kori Daro Nitai Ida Kori Daro Nitai Ida Kori Daro Nitai Se Sambandha Naija Vita Janma Geloda Se Sambandha Naija Vita Janma Geloda Se Sambandha Naija Vita Janma Geloda Se Sambandha Ei Pasu Bada Dudasha Pasha Bada Dudasha Ei Pasu Bada Dudasha Ei Pasu Bada Dudasha Nitai na bolilo muge Majilo Sansara Suge
হইয়া নিতাই পাদ পাশারিয়া অহংকারে মাত হইয়া নিতাই পাদ পাশারিয়া तेरे सत्य खोरी मानी सत्य खोरी तेरे सत्य खोरी मानी नितय करुण हवे भजे राधा कृष्ण पावे করুণ হবে ব্রজে রাধা কৃষ্ণ পাবে ধারণিতায় চরণ দুকানি ধরণিতায় চরণ सत्य महार सेवा बलिता निताय चरण सत्य महार सेवा बलिता निताय पर आशा सदा करो निताय पद सदा करो नरोत्तम पर चुकी निताय मोरे करो चुकी नरोत्तम पर चुकी निताय मोरे करो चुकी गौरंग चरणेर पाद गौरंग चरणेर पाद Advaita Gadadhar Sivasari Gaura Bhakta Advaita Gadadhar Sivasari Gaura Bhakta Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna
Oh dear. No, perfect timing, 11 o'clock. I dressed by day before.
Get this.
Do we have a microphone?
Yeah, we do.
So, Hare 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 Krishna. Krishna Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Rama Hare Rama. Rama Rama Hare Hare. Okay. So I'd like to welcome everyone to this annual festival of the installation day and opening day of the Sri Chaitanya Saraswat Math West London branch, the manifestation of Sri Gaurasundar, who came to claim his home here and stay here for the benefit of all the Vaishnavas, to worship him and engage with him in Harinam Sankirtan. And do you know, it only seems like a year ago that we were doing this. And here we are again today. So this is, we can say, a very special place in the mission of Sri Chaitanya Saraswat Math, in the retinue of Srila Sridhar Maharaj's glorious preaching of the Rupanuga Sampradaya. As you all know, so forgive me if I'm preaching to the choir, but as you all know, Srila Sridhar Maharaj was asked to come to London by His Divine Grace, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, back in the 1930s. And at that time, Srila Guru Maharaj felt some reticence to do that. He told his Guru Maharaj, "Yes, Maharaj, if you order me, I will go. But my feeling is that your money would be better spent if you sent someone else. Because one, I'm just like a village Brahmin boy. I cannot mix very easily with everyone and everyone. I don't understand their intonation, and I don't understand their customs and habits. But if you send, I think, a Prakrita Prabhu, who was Bhakti Saranga Goswami Maharaj later, if you send him, he's a very worldly, wise man. We would get better results if you send him." And so it was that Bhakti Saranga Goswami Maharaj was sent. At that time, he was a Prakrita Prabhu. And before leaving for London, Saraswati Thakur gave him the title of Goswami. Normally in our Sampradaya, Goswami is the title reserved for sannyasis. But in general Gaudiya Sampradaya, there are many Goswamis that aren't sannyasis. But anyhow, befitting with the task before him, Saraswati Thakur gave him the title of Goswami, a Prakrita Goswami, and he came to London instead of Guru Maharaj. And many of the devotees said to Guru Maharaj, "Oh, you don't want to go to London. If you go to London, you'll become renowned as the world preacher, the world acharya. What, don't you want that?" And Guru Maharaj said, "No, I have no ambition for that. My only ambition is that I be recognized as a sincere, aspiring servant of my Gurudev and the Vaishnavas." And then one of the senior men said, "But you know why Prabhupada wants to send you." And Guru Maharaj said, "I have some idea." And he said, then that devotee said, "He told us that if Sridhar Maharaj goes, he will not be converted." And there were some previous preachers who became a little, you can say, influenced by Western society. But anyhow, because of that, Srila Guru Maharaj, Srila Sridhar Maharaj, he considered London to be his own place of preaching, and he told us that. In 1983, or latter part of 1982, we sent a letter to Guru Maharaj asking him, can we make a centre in London in your name? And the reply came back, if you can make a centre in London as Sri Chaitanya Saraswat Math, London chapter, I will consider this great service for my Guru Maharaj. So, although I was not able to go there physically, I consider it to be my service to preach in London. So we began in a house in Blackheath, and our preaching began there. And later, our preaching moved to 466 Green Street, where Srila Govinda Maharaj, Srila Gurudev, came there on his 24 world tours. He came to the London Mart 24 times. Not every tour, but sometimes coming and then also on his way back to India. So sometimes twice in one tour, and I looked and calculated it 24 times. And he was very happy when we were able to purchase that house outright, finish the mortgage on that. Then he said, and that also, we have to say, many devotees contributed to that, and not least our Anjali Didi and her husband Mukunda Prabhu. The lion's share of that, they are responsible for that. And we paid off the mortgage, and Gurudev said, we do not care it is big or it is small, but it is ours, and it is 100% Guru Maharaj. This is our consideration. But still, when he would come, as I'm sure all of you remember that were there at that time, we couldn't fit in the door. It was so many devotees, but like some miracle, they all managed to come and sit with Gurudev and have his darshan. But Gurudev would always lament, oh, it is so small. It is so small. We need to find another place where at least 200 devotees can do Sankirtan together happily. So the search was begun, and the devotees tried so hard to do that, and they knew that this was very important to Srila Govinda Maharaj. In fact, he said, "This is my one regret, that this service I've not been able to accomplish for my Guru Maharaj." And then, miraculously, by the effort of the devotees that were involved here, miraculously, the papers were signed for this property just the night before Srila Govinda Maharaj disappeared from the world. It was as if he was saying, now all of my service to my Guru Maharaj, my service goals, have been accomplished. Now I'm going. And we're all very conscious of that fact. And we consider it to be miraculous that we got this property. And not least of all because other religious organizations had tried to get this property before us, and they were all refused. Anyway, Lalita Madhava Prabhu, who's very super intelligent devotee, he took some advice from a consultancy company, and they said, don't try and apply for it as a religious place of religious worship. Rather, go for an educational facility with accommodation. And we went that path, and after jumping through many hoops, installing solar panels on the roof and many things that were required, they gave permission, and we got this temple. And then 9 years ago, this was officially opened. It was the same, we acquired the property the same year that Srila Gurudev disappeared from the world, but officially opened in 9 years before today, when Mahaprabhu came, Gauranga Sundar came to claim this place as his home. And Srila Gurudev had also told that to me before. when we get the new place, he was always confident we would get the new place. When we get the new place, big Mahaprabhu, he was at Green Street with our, let's say, normal size Mahaprabhu. and so 2 Mahaprabhus there. And Gurudev said, when we get the new place, big Mahaprabhu, he can go there and live there. And initially all the devotees, they were a little shy to take on that service. But Bhakti Pavan Janardhan Maharaj, he was here, and he told, what is the point of opening this place if there's not going to be any deity to worship here? And he convinced all the devotees, it'll be okay, it'll be fine, it'll be wonderful, it'll be glorious. And I was in my car, returning to my home, and I got a phone call. It was Janardhan Maharaj said, the devotees have agreed, bring Mahaprabhu here. So then I bought in my car from Green Street with Trivikram Maharaj. We bought Mahaprabhu here, and he was installed, and a wonderful festival. We had a wonderful festival at that time. So many sadhu sannyasis came from all over the world to join with us, and it was wonderful. And every year we try and remember that on this day. So, not such a big assembly this year, but still significant, because we have Madhusudan Maharaj, Srila Madhusudan Maharaj with us here, who is always a great supporter of our mission, and personal secretary of Srila Govinda Maharaj and of Srila Gurudev, Srila Guru Maharaj, Srila Gurudev, Srila Guru Maharaj, and also with us Sri Lekha Didi, who was always integral part of our London mission at that time. Her and her husband at that time, always giving so much support, and we're always thinking of her as the mother of our mission, actually. She's always giving so much nurture to everyone, and especially to the children here. All the children thinking of her like their own mother. Then she's fortuitously come to be with us this year, so we consider it very fortunate. So before we begin, ask the devotees to speak a little something. We can sing 1 or 2 more songs. I think it would be appropriate for us to sing Sujana Buddharadita Padayugam, composed by Srila Guru Maharaj in praise of Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, very much loved by all the Vaishnavas all over the world. I just remember maybe 2 years ago, it was the 100th anniversary of the Gaudiya Math, and they made a big festival all over London in various places, and we were invited to come and to say something and sing some songs for 1 hour there. And there was, at that assembly, 2 sannyasis had come from India, and one was from the Imlitala Math of Bhakti Saranga Goswami Maharaj, his disciple, sannyas, I can't remember his name, and another sannyasi, I can't remember his name, but Dayanidhi Prabhu was there leading us with kirtan, and we sang mainly the compositions of Srila Guru Maharaj, and I was happily surprised to see those sannyasis, they knew all of those songs. They're also singing along with us, because they sing them in their mots also, the compositions of Srila Guru Maharaj. And this song we sang, they were very happy. So Dayanidhi Prabhu, you can lead us in singing this song. Prabhupada Ashtaka. Thank you.
Sujana Buddharadita Padayugam Madhurandara Patavaram
Sujana Buddharadita Padayugam Yuga Dharma Durandara Patavaram
Sujana Buddharadita Padayugam Yuga Dharma Durandara Patavaram Varada Baya Yapada Anamami Sada Prabhu Pada Padam Anamami Sada Padam Bhajano Jita Sajano Sangapati Patitodika Karuni Kaika Gati Gati Vanchita Vanchaka Chintya Padam Pranamami Sada Prabhu Pada Padam Dirgakanu Anindita He Maminal Madhum Adana Buddha Vandita Chanda Padam Anamami Sada Prabhu Pada Padam Aranagata Balisa Sanda Padam Anamami Sada Prabhu Pada Padam Vipuli Krita Vaimava Gaura Bhuvang Bhuvaneshu Vikita Gaura Dayam Dayaniya Gana Pita Gaura Padam Anamami Sada Prabhu Pada Padam Gaura Janataya Vishvagurum Guru Gaura Soda Padasvaram Paramadita Bhakti Vinoda Padam Anamami Sada Prabhu Pada Padam Sanatana Itidaram Dharani Kalaki Kitaji Abhiraja Narottama Sakya Padam Abhiraja Narottama Sakya Padam Anamami Sada Prabhu Pada Padam sada Prabhupada padam. Pranamami sada Prabhupada padam. Saranagata Kinkara Kalpadari Sarupi Krita Dira Bhajan. Haradendra Gana Chita Vidya Pada. Pranamami sada Prabhupada padam. Pranamami sada Oh.
We are, and we got also from different kinds of Angelique, Versace. We've got a high-powered delegation. We've got Dionysius and devotees who read here from the very listen. Munindra and Krishna here at that inauguration. And myself, it was 2014 when the temple was, like you said, officially inaugurated. It was 2010, the day before Srila Gurudev disappeared, which was when the actual papers were signed, and officially it was the property of Bhakti Yoga Institute Chaitanya Saraswati Math. But it was 2014 that the official opening began, and that time I was in Kiev at the first Veda Life Festival that I've attended, and that was the year that came out from India, actually to go to Aprakrita Prabhu's disappearance anniversary festival. Not the first anniversary, but year by year in Malaysia. Then Jayashree and the devotees of Malaysia, they invited, please you come to Malaysia for Aprakrita Prabhu's remembrance. And we were close with Aprakrita Prabhu, and he was a dear friend, as a devotee, everything. And Aprakrita Prabhu, when he passed away, we couldn't attend because of service in India, and then year by year we've got service in India and we can't leave from there. But then 2014, by that time, we'd done what we could in India, and Jayashree and the devotees are calling us. We came to Malaysia and for that program, and it was really just to come to give honor to Aprakrita Prabhu and the Malaysian devotees who we knew very well over the years. And then we found ourselves suddenly being invited one place to another, not letting me return directly to India. And as it turned out, then was in Ukraine when received an invitation in London. They heard, oh, Madhusudan's out of India. So they sent the invitation when already we're in Ukraine, and as Keshwanand Prabhu and Devashish Prabhu knows, and Munindra Krishna Kanta, they know, we were in a big festival. You know, they do have thousands of people coming, and we're already there. And so anyhow, by the modern science of a video link, which wasn't Zoom, because Zoom didn't exist in those days as far as I know, but anyhow, then the devotees kindly invited that we can say a few words over the screen here in London, and this way we had some touch of the participation that Saraswati Devi Dasi did invite, but we were already booked up, as it were. So anyhow, I wasn't here at that inauguration festival, but we were here by heart, and we were here to show also our support, and to not only our support, the support is from Gurudev and Guru Maharaj, but to show our joy and also to share how much Gurudev wanted a place near Heathrow Airport. And those of you at home may have heard a few loud sounds in the background, including now. You might notice we are quite close to Heathrow Airport, and so there is a story, and year by year we do remember, how much Gurudev, so many examples of how much Gurudev wanted a place near the airport, and a bigger place, a place where devotees can come and gather. And after the last drop of blood from so many devotees searching here, there and everywhere to find a place close to the airport, etc., etc., and even not so close, but easier to get to than, the other side of London, which we know it's a big journey to go from West London to East London. And Gurudev, so the devotees really searched very hard, and so many devotees, not just one or two devotees. But then Gurudev, he felt, and he'd already declared this different times, or said this different times. He said that this is my last, uncompleted savor to Guru Maharaj, to have a place in London, bigger and close to the airport. And so here, well, actually in Italy we abolished the word from the English dictionary, but now we're in England, we're abolishing it from all the English dictionaries. Coincidence, this word doesn't exist anymore. So we don't consider it a coincidence that it was the very day before Gurudev, Srila Govinda Maharaj's disappearance, that the papers were signed for here, and this way Gurudev going from the world, disappearing from the world, having fulfilled that last savor that he felt was his savor to re-manifest a centre, larger centre in London and at this location. And by the way, I have to say, in praise of the Heathrow Airport management, they don't always take off in this direction. And sometimes it's remarkably peaceful here. And you think, what happened? Did Krishna stop the science that planes fly in the sky from working? You even think, what happened to all the planes? Because they do take it in turns around the runways or the directions to take off in different directions. So this place is also sweet and peaceful, and it's got green walking areas within walking distance nearby. So it's not all crowded London. And some remarkable parks in London. If you want to go for a walk with the devotees, we know some secret parks in London where almost nobody goes. We found out by accident some of these places. Anyway, so here we are in London, but we have a little time, and we've got guests here. We've got VIP guests who directly involved in that inauguration program and directly involved in the big search to try to satisfy Gurudev's wish. And we've got so many examples in our own life that when we've tried everything and we've used all our energy, brain energy, physical energy to try to do something the Gurudev wants, and we think, no, it's just not happening. Just when everything seems finished, there is no other avenue, suddenly a result comes. And we have this in different ways. And here we have this in a bricks and mortar and roof and spiritual oasis manifestation here in the West London mat. And at the same time, I also, very much want to say, the East London mat is there, and it is a beautiful pilgrimage place which the walls, the ceiling, even the next door houses are still vibrating from the Hari Katar of Srila Gurudev, and it's a super sweet place. And there, that temple, that is running, and very much is a pilgrimage place. And here, with the new temple, then we have this added opportunity for more and more devotees to serve and to visit en route backwards and forwards, using Heathrow as a transit place. Transit station. Jai Shri Bhakti Swarup Sri Dandi Maharaj ki Jai. And here is another, Dandavat Pranam Maharaj. And here is another of the stalwarts from the London search for Sri Chaitanya Saraswat Mat Heathrow branch. And so Sripad Dandi Maharaj with us too. So I'm not the MC, I am to be seen and not heard from now on. I've given a little introduction, and we do, as I say, have speakers. And should I be giving the microphone over to Sripad Tridandi Maharaj? Yes. So Maharaj, you've arrived just at the right time for making a little talk for the devotees, fueling us in Krishna consciousness.
Yes.
kindly. Oh, I didn't know he had a box. There you are, there's a box as well.
Hare Krishna. Haribol, is that working?
Yeah, put it quite close to you.
Oh.
Quite close and slightly to the side, then it doesn't get you the air coming out. That's what I found.
It's very nice to see all the devotees here present for this great event. And is it the 13th?
No, 9th.
Oh, 9th.
Okay.
Because that book that Pandita did was, I thought that was on the 10th anniversary.
That's of getting the property.
Oh,
this
yeah.
is from of the installation and
Installation, okay.
opening of the temple.
So I was going to say that was very quickly. That was the 10th. And this is thing, it's gone past very, very quickly.
Put the microphone closer to your mouth so we'll hear you better, please.
Don't remember such a foot, right? Can I just speak like that? I'll just talk normally. I don't like this.
I don't think anyone's going to be able to hear you.
No. Okay. So. It's a very long road that we're on, and as Guru Maharaj said, not to be finished in a day or a month or a year. The jiva soul coming from the non-differentiated region, and then to go back home, back to Godhead. How far is that? As Guru Maharaj said, to climb the Himalayas or to, travel to the Antarctic, how much courage it takes. But much more so this, much more so. And there will be tests, many tests. Be under no illusion. The stage of Anartha Nibriti is very long. Who knows if any soul, any conditioned soul or practitioner of Krishna consciousness would come out of the stage of Anartha Nibriti fully, even in this lifetime. Or even if they did to a large extent, some shadow is there, and that has many stages. Some of the acharyas like Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, he's delineated some of the things we can expect in that stage. Gana Tarala. Sometimes the attempt in devotional service is very thick and condensed. There is some tastefulness in the work, in the service. Tarala. Tarala means thin, very thin and weak. It's like the difference between a rich sabji, with paneer, or sort of very thin soup, with a few vegetables floating on top. Yeah. So sometimes enthusiasm, and sometimes indifference. Vishaya Sangara, another one. Sometimes going in the side of complete detachment. He gives the example, I should go to Vrindavan, become a hermit, a sadhu, live there, or go to Rishikesh or something. And other times, no, I should stay with my family and be in the world and be having the job and with the people and so forth, and swinging like a pendulum, one to the other, to the other. This is because it's before the stage of nishtha, or steadiness in devotional service. And then, of course, the real ruchi, taste, will come after that. And that has two aspects, the ruchi and ashakti, very similar. Ashakti is like an intensified form of ruchi, unbreakable attachment to the Lord and the Lord's service and the things of the Lord. And then, of course, Bhava Bhakti, the 9 symptoms of that are given by Rupa Goswami. One doesn't like to waste any time in anything that's not Krishna consciousness related, so on and so forth. So the whole process is of selection and elimination, as it's been described by Srila Guru Maharaj. So in that, it means to select a higher plane place, understanding, development, and to leave the lower one, the one where one is presently situated. But that's not like selection, like, oh, I think I'll go there. Not like that. It means that what is coming to one, what is coming in one's front, the enlightenment of seva, Tesham Satadadruptanam, Pajatam Pritipurvakam, Dadami Buddhiyogam Tam Jainamam Upayanti Te. To those who are constantly devoted and worship me, Priti with love, Priti means love, affection, not formally as such, I give the understanding by which they can come to me. So, the very fact that we're able to engage in any kind of devotional service, that propensity, capacity is being put in us by the Lord, like a spark. One saint, she was saying to the Lord, I don't feel I have any capacity to really give any service, proper service, but you have infinite capacity, so please give me a drop of your infinite love in my heart, and with that capital I can try to offer something, then it would be possible. So in this way the process of development goes on, and in the change between one stage or one level, one dimension, one frequency, whatever you can call it, to the next, of course it's not just an easy quick jump. There's a stage of transition, like a liminal space, a space between there which is a kind of like a no man's land. That's very difficult. That's when we're very vulnerable, because we feel there's no ground under our feet like we had before. I know what I'm doing, why I'm doing all these things. Suddenly that seems to be gone, dissipated, but yet I haven't connected to the next frequency or properly. So that's, sometimes you give the example, like the caterpillar becoming a butterfly. So it'll go in the cocoon, wind itself around, and in that sort of safe position it will be able to develop itself. But it's not that the butterfly inside the cocoon is just all happy, and then the wings sprout out and suddenly the cocoon opens and out it comes. Inside there is a complete mush. It's a complete mush. There's nothing. It's not butterfly, it's not caterpillar, it's not anything. It's just a big mush which takes time to develop. So we shouldn't be afraid of these situations coming in our life. And that's good, it's all for our purification. Bhagavad Gita, Tangs Tatik Shastra Bharata, the advice there, tolerate the dualities of life, heat, cold, happiness, distress, loss and gain, victory, defeat, etc. But a higher adjustment, Srimad Bhagavatam, see it as purification coming to us from the Lord for our help, for our benefit. And that's very beautiful if we can develop that eye to see. Because if we're told that Vishvam Purnam Sukhayate, that there's happiness coming to us everywhere, from every direction, why are we not feeling that? There's something in between, some block, isn't it? But that will take time to dissolve and to be replaced. Obviously a vessel which is full of something, anything, it can't be filled with anything else. That first has to be cleaned out completely. And then the real thing, the good thing can come in. So, as they say, Bhakti Devi and Shraddha Devi, these divine beings, they will only come and sit in our heart when it's a very clean and pure place. Clean and pure means not something sentimental, but means the only aspiration, the only direction is for the service of the Lord, as if to say, I belong to Him. Tumi to amar, ami to tamar. Bhaktivinoda Thakur. I am yours and you are mine. And this is, the highest stage. But so when Srila Prabhupada, he would say to his followers sometimes, just chant Hare Krishna 16 rounds a day follow the four regulatory principles, you go back to Godhead in this lifetime. Haribol, Jai Prabhupada. So of course that's very encouraging for neophyte people, you see. That yes, one day the goal will be reached. Utsaham nishtara dharya tat tat karma pravatana. Tat tat karma, by steady application of the things, we can get, the result will come. Determination, confidence the goal will be reached, patience, immense patience. So, when they mentioned that to Srila Guru Maharaj, that, he had said that, perhaps he'd heard that already, or they repeated that to him, and they said, what do you say, Maharaj? Can you give any comment on that? And he thought for a moment, went quiet, and then he sort of chuckled a bit. He said, not so easy in one life, going back to Godhead. He was, oh. But then he said, but not impossible, because the grace of the infinite is also infinite. Yes, we have to have faith in that. Where, as St. Paul said, where sinfulness is greatest, more grace abounds. So if we're saying that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is the most merciful incarnation of the Lord, come to save, all the fallen souls, then definitely that's a possibility. The department of Nityananda Prabhu, as Guru Maharaj said, go to that mercy department. Forget the justice side. You'll never make it there. They'll just turn you away again and again and again. Go to the mercy department. But we have our part to play and our job to do. We can't make being a conditioned soul as an excuse. Oh, what can I do? I'm just a conditioned soul. Especially now, at this time in Kali Yuga, the frequency is such that everything's being crushed into a point where there's going to be complete disclosure, everything that's hidden has to come out to the surface. And this is everywhere, politically and geographically and in every other way, and in the spiritual life also. So we have to try to be very, that our speech, our mind and our thoughts and everything is in alignment. That we are what we speak, we are what we do. Not there's some other person lurking behind that and just, going to the functions, showing some application of Bhakti principles and so forth. But, so it's a paradox, the very highest wants to come to the lowest. As Srila Govinda Maharaj said a few times, he said, I'm constantly astonished that the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra is in the highest plane, Goloka, and coming to the material world, this material world, in Kali Yuga. So, we're all going forward together, and the association is very important, very helpful. Like that nice example Guru Maharaj gave, like going to a distant place, the company is very helpful. Alone is very difficult, tiresome, and hard. But in a company becomes a joyful thing. But still, we are the person. It's our journey, and that is different for each and every jiva soul. So these were just a few thoughts today, and now thank you very much for coming out. I'd like to extend light and love and blessings to everyone, and so thank you very much. This supposed to pass this to Devi Shikuru. Correct? Hare Krishna.
Yes. Thank you, Maharaj, for your encouraging words. So I'd like to now pass the microphone to Srilekha Didi, and we hear something from her, please, if you don't mind.
my sincere Dandavat to everyone here. I think it was really appropriate that Devashish Prabhu suggested that we chant the Shuddhanar, the prayers to Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. His conception and his grace is shining in the heart of everyone here. And that's not an exaggeration. This is not an enormous assembly from the point of view of numbers, but it's an enormous assembly from the point of view of Siddhanta and good fortune. It will attract the attention of any noble person. And it's very humbling to be around Vaishnavas like this, because we don't know the treasure of everyone's heart, but we know that by association and service we may get some of that. And it is really an inconceivable thing that those who have connected with this line of descending Vaishnavas are sitting here right now. So as we know, a temple cannot be built. Something that looks like a temple can be built. But a temple in the line of Mahaprabhu and Srila Rupa Goswami is a manifestation of the deepest, purest, sweetest, most inconceivably wondrous dignity and nobility of heart. And any place which is holding that type of dignity, and as Sri Patridhani Maharaj is speaking about this practice, this gradual practice of purification of the heart in the mood of surrender. This is so powerful. Srila Guru Maharaj said it is a shortcut to the most wonderful thing. There was living in the heart of Mahaprabhu. As we know, when Krishna saw the nobility of the feelings of Srimati Radharani in separation from him, the great dignity of her devotion, he was overwhelmed by that. And it took hold of his own heart. And we're singing this arti every day, composed by Srila Guru Maharaj. So these are super high things, but these are our ideals. And every day we take some time, no matter what our business is or our position in life, we take some time to meditate upon that, to come in consonance with that, and try to understand what surrender is, how to see the flow of divine will all around us, dealing in our own life and bowing down to the circumstances which are the very necessity for my progress at this moment, Guru Maharaj says. So we're trying to practice. And this type of manifested temple which holds these kinds of ideals, this is shining. This is not a small thing, but in the broadest sense, it is shining as a beacon of existence, of true prospect for the soul. So I don't want to take any more time, but again, a temple can't be built, but it is a manifestation of the great heart of Mahaprabhu and his followers. And we are all so inconceivably, really so fortunate to be in this assembly. And the more we think about this and the more we try to practice this Sharanagati that Mahaprabhu came to teach, the more humbled we will naturally be feeling. And what is humility? It's the recognition of the necessity of mercy. And so many of, naturally in this world we build up a little fortress to keep ourselves from the attack on our ego. But Krishna is always finding a way into the fortress and, giving us a little slap where it hurts. And this is really very unbelievably auspicious for us. It's really painful, And it's very difficult to bow down to those circumstances, but this is our sadhana. Those things which are coming to take, as Maharaj was saying, to take away the anarthas in our heart, those we will see the divine environment around us, not some inimical environment. The enemy is only within us. Our resistance to that movement, that forward movement that's coming every second of the day. So these temples of Srila Guru Maharaj, following the line of Srila Saraswati Thakur, Srila Rupa Goswami, and all of our Guru Varga, there to be worshipped, and the inauguration festival of when Mahaprabhu came with Shri Radha Giriraj, then we are bowing down to that manifestation of Mahaprabhu's heart that is trying to bring us to the greatest fortune that we can, it's never been known before. So anyway, my dandavat to everybody, my hoping for your blessings, because it is really necessary. And so, dandavat to everyone.
Munindra Mohan, wait, stand here.
Munindra Prabhu, you take my seat, okay? No, you have to sit.
No, leave that. You're the next speaker, Prabhu.
You're on the schedule.
Munindra Mohan, Prabhu, come here and stand. You were in the right place.
And also Krishna Kant.
Hare Krishna. So, yeah, as Srila Madhusudana Maharaj mentioned before, we have many important devotees with us here for this gathering, not least of all the leaders of our Italian mission, Munindra Mohan Guru and Krishna Kanta Didi. So they come to be with us as they were when we opened the temple. So I'd like to begin by asking Munindra Prabhu to say a few words, and then if Krishna Kanta Didi will say a few words.
To all the Vaishnavas, we are just too much happy to be here, so warmly invited by Saraswati Didi that she cornered us this time. We could not. We're always very busy and we like to come all the time, all the years, but we couldn't manage until today, and we are happy to be here. And the history of how manifested this temple, Devashish told very nicely. We all witness how much they wanted this larger accommodation for devotee in order to expand the Uddaja mercy on Mahaprabhu and Guru Maharaj in London. London for the Indian Acharya is like a big place to conquer. I mean, in their time it was like the center of the world. And always Gurudev wanted in the capital some prestigious service for his Guru Maharaj. Also in Italy he wanted in Rome. And also Shileka said a very nice thing. It's not the walls, it's not the property, it's not the place, it's not the registration of the society, it's the heart of the people that make manifest something from subtle plane, from it's a descending thing, the reality of substantial community, of substantial devotee. And for us as a junior generation coming in Sri Chaitanya Saraswati Math, when we came to London, after India, we saw India mission, but then London Math was something like exemplary way to manifest a mission in the Western world with the little flavor of India, but also so many arrangements to be fit in the Western environment, culture, habits, and I mean, for us, it's been very useful and super nourishing to see London Mat and beautiful Harikatha by Devesh Prabhu, Tridandi Maharaj, so many other devotees that I cannot see today here, but I know they are around in the community. And Shileka was so active there with her energy, and Lavanya Moy, like multitasking, and later Sarasvati also manifested her general attitude of the army, amazing. And Acharya Maharaj posted her as a manager here, a modern manager, affectionate leaders of the community, and Pandita Didi, Sachi Didi, Anjali Didi, so many. The sweet Kirtan, Dayanidhi is part of the London, in my remembrance must be Dayanidhi Kirtan. And so we saw also how to host Gurudev before having Gurudev in Italy, how to host like such high Vaishnava, and how sweet was Gurudev going place by place, family by family, accepting prasada invitation, and how to deal with the kids also very important. Newly generation has to be nourished spiritually, and so many things we learn from London Mat, and has been useful for us to be able to manifest something in Italy. And yes, this, as our senior devotee already told, this was desire of Gurudev. We also witnessed that, how much desire was Gurudev to have this place near the airport, larger accommodation, to serve all the devotees and the aspiring souls to get the mercy of Mahaprabhu, Guru Maharaj and Krishna. So it's very joyful festival, this 9th anniversary. We already celebrate the 20th anniversary of Villa Govinda, so many anniversary, but we are not attached too much to the past. We are very project to the future. So all these arrangements for future development. Jai London Mat, West London Mat, Mahaprabhu installation, Giriraj installation, all the devotees. Jai Gurudev, Jai Guru Maharaj.
I can just sign whatever Munindra said. Yes, I sign up also to what Munindra said. And I was just thinking, so many airplanes here going all over the world. But I think I've been seeing, by seeing how much Gurudev wanted this place, and he was ready to become the slave of whoever would manifest this place. He was like that much he wanted a place here. And then I'm thinking, whoever can put his energy, full energy in this temple, he will get on a plane to Goloka Vrindavan. I think it's a hidden airport here. Maybe that plane will not be so noisy like this kind of plane, but definitely a plane will come and take that devotee who will serve here, straight to Gurudev's lotus feet. And yes, I am so happy to be here, and Sarasvati really worked hard. Every year she invited us. Unfortunately, we weren't here for the inauguration also. I think 11 years we haven't been here. And so we are happy to be after so long. And, yes, so much affection for all the devotees here. It's so nice to see them and to see also the kids
The one that were kids when I came here, but now they have kids. And Shileka also, she was really the mother. I was always so amazed to see her service to the kids, how well she can do. I remember her giving a class and all the kids very attentive, asking questions. I always envy that quality of being like so lovely, the kids and the devotees. So it's very beautiful to be here, and just want to give my dandavats to all. Manchakalpatrudyascha, Kripasindravacha, Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo, Namo Namaha. Jai. Dandavats.
Talking about kids.
Talking about kids. Yes.
So, I'm conscious that the time's passing. 1 o'clock is the arti. Time we meant to go for arti. So, but I want to fit in as many speakers as we can during this time. And now we see that Saraswati Didi is sitting with us. So I think it's time that we capture her and get her to say a few words. And then after Saraswati, maybe take another
Where's Saraswati?
I'm so happy. I ran my phone to see
My Dandava pranams to everyone. So happy that you can all be here today. So many special guests, devotees. And I just wanted to add from what everyone has said. I just wanted to add that we really want to express our heartfelt appreciation to all the devotees and friends who has helped in the last months and few days to arrange the festival and the preparation. Without their help, it could not have been possible. They worked really hard. Many devotees who have been here, and also throughout the years, we have many devotees that came by to help from different parts of the world, and they also contributed to make this building more and more beautiful every time. And all the service that they are offering is for Srila Gurudev, this is his home, and where all the service offerings are given to him, and where the inspiration is coming from for us to serve him, and he gets all the credit. And I wanted to say also that this is a place to come together like today, to join in Harinam Sankirtan, also to join in service, and to and Srila Gurudev also envisioned this as a dynamic preaching facility where the teachings of our guardians and can be presented and distributed to everyone, and this is our life. And since Mahaprabhu came here, we're very blessed that he came and took over this building. Actually, this is his property. He attracted so many to come here and serve, and so we are really fortunate that he engaged in us in service. And we had really, I also wanted to say that appreciation to everyone who has contributed financially towards all the refurbishment that has taken place here. As you can probably notice, there has been some from the top to the bottom, from the roof to the floor. And I'm sorry that the disabled toilet was not completed. But we just couldn't make it. We tried, but it didn't happen. Anyway, so it will happen maybe next year when You can come and you can use it. Use the facility. So we're sorry about that problem, but they try hard to get it done. Also, we wanted to give our appreciation to all the volunteers who always are here every weekend to help with our prasad distribution, Seva. And I really, if I mention one, I have to mention them all, and it will be very difficult to leave somebody out. So, everyone, we are so happy with your help, and so grateful to you all. And of course, to the Tulasi Pujaris, who are keeping Tulasi very, very nourished and happy for the service of the Lordships. So, yes, and I have to repeat again that we are grateful, very grateful to the contributions of Bharati Maharaj and Lalita Madhav for helping in fulfilling Srila Gurudev's desire to have this beautiful facility for everyone to come and join in service, and for the dignity of Srila Guru Maharaj's mission. So, yes, we are indebted to them for that wonderful offering, and of course to all the devotees. And I wanted to ask Pandita to tell us a little bit about how we got this building, because she was very much involved with this project along with Lalita Madhava, and she can tell us a bit more. It's very beautiful to know, for those who don't know, because there are quite many devotees here and friends that they don't know about how it happened. So my Dandava pranams to everyone, and come back again next year. Make your bookings again, Krishna Kanta. And we are also we are very, very grateful to Maharaj, to Srila Madhusudan Maharaj, for coming and giving inspiration to many devotees, and we hope that he can come more often and become one of the permanent resident sannyasis here. No pressure, Krishna Kanta. But also to Devashish Prabhu for always being there in guiding us in everything, and he's very, very nicely presenting the teaching of Srila Guru Maharaj, and like that. So we are trying to cultivate here the right mood of service by presenting by how our guardians are preaching by example. So we are trying to follow in the steps of our Gurudev on how we can proceed in the mood of service, and the right mood of service, and I'm praying that he will be happy with our humble offering. Jai Srila Gurudev Ki Jai. Jai Saraswati Ji Ki Jai. Please accept my humble Dandava pranams to you all. I feel so lucky to be here in your association. It's incredibly, I feel so lucky, and I think that it's very special to be able to be here. But even just hearing on the online, just the types of things that you all have been discussing today, it's so special and nourishing and encouraging. I think that a lot of the things have already been mentioned about urgency, but I do think that that's kind of a theme that comes back again and again when we think about this temple. I was talking to Subhasini Didi the other night, and she was recalling also like how in India, Srila Gurudev was in India, and he was talking about how much he wanted a bigger place for our London mission. And really, so many of the devotees that are present here that spend so much time with Srila Gurudev,
they knew how much he wanted this place for the glory of his Srila Guru Maharaj. And we would, feel it when he would come and visit London Mat. There was this almost like a continuous sort of idea, like we really need to get a new temple. It must happen because Srila Gurudev wants it so much for Srila Guru Maharaj's seva, and also for the devotees to be able to accommodate them nicely. And I think that's something that just, I'm reminded about a lot. And then one nice, it's sort of like, again, the other theme is sort of miracle, really. I mean, it would have been, the devotees were like looking at different places, led by Sri Padnyasi Maharaj. He was inspiring many to like look around, like look what's available, look what we can get. And the types of buildings that we were looking at, like it was impossible. It would have been impossible to get a temple, to build a temple there. We were literally looking at rundown pubs, with the budget that we had, and not just normal pubs, like run down, completely, not within, it would have been impossible to make something beautiful. And so when then this temple was found, and I remember Sri Padnyasi Maharaj and Lalita Madhava coming to visit this place. I wasn't there, but they were going to see the property. And internally, like it was exactly the budget, it was exactly, what was possible. And I heard they were walking around internally, jumping for joy, like,